Hello everybody, this is Brisbane05Blaster here and welcome back to another video of this channel. Today, we're gonna be doing the teaser. It has finally come. Now, I apologize to you guys that I haven't been making videos for the past week. But of course, because I've already written in the community because of my commitments, other commitments to some various tasks, I really didn't have the time to do it. But finally, I'm back after a week's time. I mean, some people are unlucky because if they're watching some other people's videos, they would be back after a month, 4 months, even half a year. Who knows? But yeah, we're going to be doing the teaser of the Brisbane05Blaster World Cup. Yes, World Cup. Right here in FIFA 2001. Now you may be wondering, this looks familiar. Well, that's because this is FIFA 2002. And the reason why I decided to pick teams from FIFA 2002 is because FIFA 2000 and 2001 are like the two games that didn't have 100% attack, defense, speed, and overall for the best teams or so. Which is kind of rigged because you have to be 100% for everything to qualify in your first season. Well, ongoing seasons, many teams can join in, but at the first season, you have to be 100% to be an auto qualification. Because you're the major team. You're like the strong team here. And FIFA 2003. Well, I could have chosen like teams from FIFA 2003 and go and put it all in FIFA 2001. But well, FIFA 2003 had teams which had 100% attack, defense, speed, and overall. But there were like so many of them. And there are only like eight human teams allowed and 8 computer teams, so kind of doesn't make sense. And FIFA 2002 is like the only FIFA that has like the adequate amount of teams needed to qualify, needed to have an auto qualification or so. So yeah. But anyway, enough of being off topic here, and let's just get to the wheel. But before we do that, I need to show you guys the Brisbane05Blaster World Cup, I would say, not World Club Cup, World Cup. So I'll just show it to you right a second. So here's the logo of the Brisbane05Blaster World Cup, the first season already. Here are the auto-qualified teams: Argentina, England, France, Germany, Italy, and Spain. They are like the 6 qualified teams here, 6 auto-qualified teams. Now remember, to qualify in this World Cup, you need 4 South American teams, 8 European teams, 1 team from CONCACAF, 1 team from CAF, that means African team, and 2 rest of the world teams to join this World Cup here. Now in cut film, I actually put teams from FIFA 2001, but I already told you. the story, so you already know that. But anyway, let's get to the wheel to see which 3 South American teams will join Argentina in the World Cup. Here's the wheel, and here are the South American teams here. There's like only one strong team there, that's Brazil. Brazil sadly couldn't have an auto qualification because everything is 100%, but the speed actually let them down. So because of this, Brazil is actually in the wheel rather than being in an auto qualification spot. But anyway, let's see which team will join Argentina. But before that, let's introduce the teams: Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Paraguay, Peru, Uruguay, and Venezuela. There are so many chances, so many opportunities for these teams here, so let the wheels begin. We're going to see which team will join. It's going to be Colombia. One of the dark horse teams in South America here. They've been doing well in this 2010 series. So we're going to see if they can actually do well in this World Cup. So now that's Colombia already. We have 2 more South American teams. And it's of course going to be Brazil. Of course, Brazil has to be qualified. I mean, they are the favorites. They have won like 5 World Cups. So it would be unfair to see if Brazil could not actually be in this World Cup. So that's Colombia and Brazil in. Now we need one more South American team to join in. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be Chile. Yeah, it is. So that means 3 strong South American teams are actually gonna join this World Cup. That is completely insane. Colombia, Brazil, and now Chile. It's been amazing. So those are your 3 South American teams joining Argentina in this World Cup. Now we're going to put the European teams. And of course, quick disclaimer, this might actually take a while, so I'll be right back. Here we are, guys. We have put 46 European teams. Altogether, there are actually 51 European teams, but 5 was selected. So now we have 3 more qualification spots for these European teams here. We have Austria or Albania all the way to Yugoslavia. And there are pretty good teams like Netherlands, Portugal, Norway, and Sweden, of course. So I would be surprised to see which team could actually join this top 16, as usual. Let's see which lucky team will join. And it's going to be Sweden. It's going to be Sweden that will be joining the European side. Geez, so many good European teams actually joining in now. And now we have another European team joining in. What's it going to be? It's going to be Turkey. Is it going to be Ukraine? No, it's Turkey. It's Turkey. That means Hagi or Sukur might actually be there. Now we have one more European team. One of these teams could actually make a good impact for this World Cup. And what's it going to be? It's going to be Iceland. Not pretty interesting, but Iceland. And that's the European teams actually that will be joining the other 5 qualified European teams. That will be Sweden, Turkey, and Iceland that will be joining. And now we have to make the CONCACAF team, so we'll be right back, as usual. So don't worry, it won't take that much time. So, well, technically I'm going to pause it, so it will actually delete everything. So, but yeah, don't get off topic. Let's just do this and yeah, we'll be right back. All right, here are your CONCACAF teams. That means basically from North America and Central American teams. So we have Barbados, Canada, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Jamaica, Mexico, Panama, St. Vincent/Grenadine, and Trinidad and Tobago, and we have USA. But only one team can actually join. We're going to see which team will join, which CONCACAF team will join the World Cup. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? It's going to be Barbados. We thought it was going to be USA that would be joining. But it's going to be Barbados that will be joining the World Cup here. Sorry for that, but sorry for Canada and USA and Mexico here. They won't have the chance to actually live the World Cup. But that's your CONCACAF team. Now we have to make the CAF team. That is the African team. So just stick around and we'll be right back. And of course, here are the African teams. We have Cameroon, Morocco, and Nigeria. There are only like 3 African teams. Well, that's because they're part of the rest of the world in FIFA 2002. But as per FIFA 2001, we're going to put it as per what we're doing in FIFA 2001, which is we're going to put 4 South American teams, 8 European teams, 1 CONCACAF team, 1 CAF team, and 2 rest of the world teams. And we're going to see which CAF team will join the World Cup. There would be likely chance to see Samuel Eto'o in action, and it's gonna be this way. It's gonna be Cameroon that will be joining the World Cup. Obviously, they're like the favorites here in terms of African side, basically. And last but not least, we have to finish the rest of the world. Here are your rest of the world teams. We have the nation that I've been living here for almost, we don't know, well, actually, let's say 6 to 7 years. We have Australia, New Zealand, Republic of South Korea, Saudi Arabia, and UAE. We're going to see which 2 teams will join the World Cup. We're going to see a lot of big stars in, but This is luck. Sometimes you make your luck, and we have South Koreans joining in. So they'll be taking place in the Brisbane05Blaster World Cup. But there's only one more rest of the world team. We're going to see which team will join. It's not going to be Australia, sadly, or New Zealand. It's actually going to be Saudi Arabia. They are like one of the dark horse teams. In this World Cup, that means the 2022 World Cup, Saudi Arabia actually bet one of the star-studded teams, and that's Argentina. So we're going to see if Saudi Arabia can actually do it again and repeat history. But we're going to see and find out. But as we've already seen, these are your 16 teams that will be joining. We've already found the South American teams, the European teams, the CONCACAF teams, the CAF teams, and the rest of the world teams. But of course, one thing that we haven't been doing is we have to see the looks of these teams that we haven't seen in this teaser. So we're going to see the final look of the remaining teams that I haven't shown you. So we'll see you guys there. Here is the final look of the 16-team tournament. We have already seen 10 countries being picked up for the World Cup, but we haven't got the chance to see them join with the other 6 auto-qualified teams. But now here's the chance to see them be with the 6 qualified teams and get the chance to be in this amazing World Cup. So we already know Argentina, England, France, Germany, Italy, and Spain. They already qualified because of their 100% overall, their 100% speed, offense, and their defense. That's why they got the chance to be auto-qualified. But now we're going to see the other 10 countries join. Starting off with our favorite team. Surprisingly, Brazil makes a chance. They find their way to actually qualify. Brazil was supposed to be auto-qualified because they had 100% like in everything. Almost everything was 100%. But sadly, the only thing that worried them was their speed. And because of this, Brazil didn't even get the chance to qualify or get auto-qualified. Until then, when Brazil somehow found their way to qualify along with the other 6 auto-qualified teams here. And that's actually a pretty emotional moment here because Brazil are actually like 5-time World Cup champions and they're like the dominant team like since FIFA ever started. And since Pele was actually there. So yeah. So of course they deserve to be in this World Cup. But they're not the only ones. Their neighbors Chile and Colombia, they're actually there too. And now we get to the European side. And now just a quick disclaimer here. Before we actually got to take a look at the final look of the 16 teams, I actually first checked FIFA 2001 to see if they actually have the other 2 teams like Barbados and Iceland. Yeah. Sadly, Barbados and Iceland are not actually there in FIFA 2001 because it's basically because they were not that strong back then and they weren't actually included. And I thought because FIFA 2001 had a lot of teams actually participating and because of this, they would include Barbados and Iceland. But sadly, they wouldn't include that. So we had to replace these 2 teams along with Poland. Poland is one of the European teams that actually replaced Iceland. Well, Poland were not the favorites back then because they didn't have Robert Lewandowski, Zielinski, and Szczesny. They were there in the 2010s decade. They were there in the 2010s decade. So, well, Lewandowski's there in the early 2000s, but late 2000s. But Poland were not favorites back then. But we're going to see if Poland can somehow manage to have a crazy run like our dark horse teams right here. Sweden and Turkey. Sweden has the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So if he's actually there in FIFA 2001, he could actually help Sweden be in the World Cup or maybe move on. He could be a good commitment to this country. However, Turkey. Turkey is one of the dark horse teams in World Cup history. They've actually been qualified in the FIFA 2002 World Cup and somehow managed to finish third place by beating South Korea, the host team. What a crazy run from Turkey here. And Hadji is actually not there in Turkey because I got confused because Hadji played for a Turkish club, Galatasaray, so I thought he was Turkish. But Hakan Sukur would actually be there in action, so this could be an opportunity to see Sukur actually guide Turkey to success. And of course, we have our CONCACAF team, or should we say a new CONCACAF team joining in, because of course Barbados is sadly not there. So USA has to come in as a replacement for that team. Well, to be fair, USA has good, decent squad, but they were not that pretty strong back then. USA is like good at basketball, the American football, and baseball. But they have never heard of soccer. They have not even played soccer before. And sure, they have the major league, the major soccer league, or the MLS, but they were not as famous as Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, and the Liga. But still, USA is USA. We're going to see if USA can somehow manage to be the dark horse team and surprise the star-studded teams here. And then we have Cameroon. Cameroon has the likes of Samuel Eto'o. But we're going to see if he's actually there though, because there are a lot of chances that we couldn't see those youngsters there. But we'll see. If Samuel Eto'o is actually there, he could be a good commitment to Cameroon because he's actually there in pretty good teams. He actually joined Barcelona probably in the mid-2000s or so. And you know how much he's been committed to this team. If he's actually there, he could actually guide this team to success. And then we have those two rest of the world teams, Republic of Korea and Saudi Arabia. These are the two dark horse teams, I have to say. Republic of Korea and Saudi Arabia here. So I'm not that surprised. But yeah, so that's the 16 teams that we've actually seen. And of course, sorry for the bad news here because good thing I checked, because if I didn't check, then this could have been a slight problem here. So this could have been really bad here. But still, good thing I checked and I probably made some good changes here. So yeah. But I really hope you enjoyed this. We've already finished the teaser and the final look of the 16-team tournament. Our next video will be the start of this World Cup as we get into the round of 16 match. We get to see 16 teams play and verse each other in this round of 16. And of course, we're going to see who will be crowned as the champions of the world. We're going to see right after we commence the inaugural season of Brisbane05Blaster World Cup. And yeah, sorry for this, but just want to make things interesting. But yeah, and as I already saw in this logo here, it says feel the game. That means you get to feel the ambience, feel this stadium here, feel the crowds, that thing. And of course, most importantly, feel the sport as well, because the sport is what makes you feel better. But yeah, who will be crowned? Who will be crowned as champions of the world?